Katie Pavlich, news editor of townhall.com and Fox News contributor, and Michelle Joando is the Legal Progress VP for the Center for American Progress. Welcome. Good to have both of you here tonight. Michelle, let me start with you. What do you say to those who say, regardless of the legal outcome in this case, these two young men do not belong in this school? They are too old to be freshmen in this public high school, and they are illegally in this country.
So I will say this, as a Montgomery County resident, as someone who is living in this community every day and raising young girls, I first have to say that the allegations of what happened are heinous. So we'll start there. But I will tell you, the U.S. Constitution prohibits the ability of anyone who would like to attend a public school. It prohibits, in a 1982 decision, Plyer v. Doe, from inquiring about your status, your immigration status, and allows everyone access to a public education. That is what our Constitution says. So I hear it is a horrible, horrible circumstance. Let me just start with that. Right. But it is important to recognize what the Constitution says on this issue.
Katie?
Well, the Constitution doesn't say it. Supreme Court precedent does, and that's a separate issue. But this idea that Maryland is now saying they want to be a sanctuary state 4 days after this horrific incident of two young men, they're not children like the 14-year-old victim is, from very violent countries like Guatemala and El Salvador, where they have a very serious MS-13 problem, are now being put into our public school system using public school resources and enrolled as freshmen in order to learn English as adults is absurd, ridiculous, and a public risk, as we've seen with this incident. They should have never been in the country. The local authorities who refused to participate with ICE to make sure that the retainer was held on them, ICE letting them go in the first place under Obama's catch and release program, all of that has to change. And if you look at the comments that were made by the parents who attended the superintendent meeting on Tuesday night, there's a number of them saying, look, we're happy to take our kids out of these schools because we feel like they are unsafe. And the idea that we have illegal alien young men using our public school system from very violent countries where they have no vetting on what their criminal history was before they came here needs to stop, because it's putting people in danger.
So, Michelle, what do you say to those parents?
You know, so there are a few things, because I'm a parent in Montgomery County. I will tell you first and foremost that the law in Maryland, local, federal, and state, makes it clear if you are between the ages of 13 and 21, you have a right and an opportunity to attend public schools in Montgomery County. That is the law. Secondly, there is no prohibition on working with ICE. I will make it known over and over, there is no prohibition on law enforcement cooperating with ICE officials. But let me just highlight this. Quickly, this is a sexual assault issue. I worked on sexual assault on a bipartisan basis in the Senate. Let's talk about that. Let's do it together, and we can make that happen. This is that kind of issue.
Michelle, well, it's both issues. Thank you very much. Good to have you both here. We'll be right back.